there. Today, I think this is a wonderful episode of Money on Your Mind to talk about savings. This question comes in and the listener is asking, how do I prioritize saving for my short-term versus my long-term goals? I think this happens a lot for us, right? We get caught up like, how do I prioritize travel and the fun things that I want to be able to do this year with things that maybe don't sound as sexy and exciting, like retirement? Well, the reality is not many of us have other people saving for our retirement. So we do need to save for those things. And those are things that we can automatically save, and we don't want to miss out on employer contributions and different things that can be added to us by simply working for another employer if they offer those options for you. That being said, also thinking about how do we experience joy? Because we, after all, do only live once. Well, friends, I'm going to have you go back to what it is that I love about finances, and that is financial planning. So if you are working with a financial professional, they will likely be able to help you decipher what is it that you need to be setting aside for short-term goals versus long-term goals. I want to have you just kind of take a pause though, before you even go into that conversation. You need to have a good understanding about what it is that you want in life. What is your vision? What are the things that are really important to you? What are the non-negotiables? For some individuals, that might mean just having a really cozy, wonderful home that they get to go home to, and it isn't traveling the world. And for others, it might be that financial security of the long term. You need to decide, along with if you are in partnership with somebody, what are the things that are important to the two of you to be able to execute on, or yourself. What are the things, hey self, what is it that I want to be able to achieve? Asking yourself those questions and then having the conversation with the individuals that are important to you. But how do you prioritize that? That being said, I want you to think about long-term savings. If you have and work for an employer, definitely make sure that you're setting aside part of your paycheck to go to your retirement account. Again, talking about strategies on whether or not those are contributions to Roth or traditional should be individual conversations based on your own financial situation, but definitely don't leave a match on the table. That's free money that you're getting from your employer. So definitely look at what it is that you can be contributing to make sure that you're getting the match at a very, very minimum. Strongly encourage you to, if you can, maximize that contribution and start as soon as you possibly can. And if you have the option to make sure to increase that every year. A lot of times you won't even notice the couple of dollars difference on your paycheck by that annual contribution going up, 1 or 2%. That being said, that's kind of the autopilot savings. Then what you need to come back to is having an understanding of, okay, well, I really want to buy this house, or we want to sell our house and move into a different house, or we want to buy a cabin, or I really want to go on this trip, or I want to buy this car. What does your cash flow look like? So what does your net paycheck that lands in your bank account look like? What are the bills that you have to pay? And then what would it be like if you split this said goal into multiple payments? Maybe it's something you want to do in 6 months. Maybe it's something you want to do in 12 months or 2 years or 5 years, right? Being able to look at what is that goal going to cost me and calculate in a little bit more than that if it's, between 2 and 5 years that you're going to be spending on that, because there's a little friend called inflation, which means the price is likely going to go up. Break that down into tangible bite-sized pieces that you can be saving for every month, every quarter, every year, so that you can help get yourself to that goal. That being said, don't do that without also contributing something to the other piece. It's not a this or that, it's a both and. And it's just being able to balance what that might look like and have realistic expectations for yourself that, depending on what your income is and your liabilities of what you need to pay for your lifestyle expenses, what is realistic for you to be able to save. Of course, if you have any follow-up questions or are intrigued by having this conversation with a professional, we'd love to have you schedule a wealth assessment with us. You can simply just go to forethoughtplanning.com. And while you're there, if you have any other questions that you would like to submit for Money on Your Mind, simply go to resources and then Money on Your Mind.